Ryan, thanks for the video. Great job. I like the sound I'm hearing. I like the volume and kind of the feel is nice and controlled, relaxed. A couple of things that I want to point to. The tap rolls that I'm hearing are a little bit loud to start. There's a couple of spots where I noticed that. The fourth measure, the first part of inner guard, I'm kind of hearing just in the chips. And instead of that major amount of volume at the beginning, I want that a little sweeter. So that part, the next part would be the second measure, Pikeman's. That roll starts very soft. So what I was hearing was the opposite of that. So we're playing it. That opening tap with the left is just maybe 2 or 3 inches off your pad, probably closer to 2. And then the fourth measure of Pikeman's, same thing. That roll phrase just kind of, that fourth measure of Pikeman just kind of builds and then kind of peaks here and then drops back down for that roll. Sorry, that's the second measure of Pikeman's, fourth measure. And that's the case with most of the roll phrases in this medley. We begin soft, and then back down and then up again. We rarely go into a roll full bore. That's not something that's in this medley. So if you can work on those two things, those areas, the beginnings of your roll, of your tap rolls, everything else sounds pretty good. Opening up those singles a little bit would be helpful, and just general kind of cleaning things up here and there. Everything else looks real good. The thing I want you to work on though is that those opening roll phrases, tap roll phrases, need to be down instead of up. I'm hearing them kind of from you. I'm hearing a lot of volume at the beginning, whereas we want to kind of lower volume to building up. Again, the phrase that I heard in inner guard, and then in Pikeman's, and then I'll play the entire first part of Pikeman's, so you can kind of get where I'm coming from, the lead part, and then I'll go back and play the chips. Now just the chips. 1, 2, da, 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 and then the same thing for the last part of Pikeman's. So those phrases always start low and then go up high and kind of come down. But whenever you're doing that tap roll phrase, those rolls really never start big and go down. They always start low and then high. So that's the phrasing that I'd like to kind of work on for you for the medley. But everything else, I would say, is pretty solid. A few things here and there, but honestly, for the next couple weeks, and then getting into Alma, I think what will help our sound most are those roll phrase patterns. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. I'll send you this video. Sounds good. Thanks, man.